මමත් ඉස්සර බලනවා. I grew up to that because your parents watch it. So මම බලනවා ඉස්සර. සමහරක් ඔක්කොම කතන්දර එක වගේ තමයි මේ කතාව. හැබැයි සමහරක් කතන්දර තිබ්බා it had life. There are teledramas that has a story to it. Like for example පාරදිගේ. I love it. It has a story to it. ලංකාවේ ඇතුලේ කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් I think අපි ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහින් ඉන්නවා. ඉස්සරට වඩා you can't compare a Netflix series to a series that's there in Sri Lanka. Okay, before we begin the show, I have just one important question. Are you ready to cook?
Yeah.
It sounded like you're going to freaking cheering Man City or something, okay?
Okay, so this second story, I don't know the gender, I have no context as to who this person is, but for the purpose of the video, let's call him a he. He says, why do people in Sri Lanka watch these TV dramas? Every one of them has a similar story line, and it's so boring and long. It's the same scene even after a week. Story is really predictable. I can't understand why Sri Lankans watch Devani Innima and all these other similar dramas. The video quality is also so bad and colors are washed off. Also, there is a lack of diversity and inclusion. I personally never watch Sri Lankan TV shows. I watch shows in Netflix or Apple TV. Why are Sri Lankan shows so bad?
He doesn't sound anything like a Sri Lankan. Anyways, okay. Mage opinion eka okay, we are Sri Lankans, right? End of the day, and
beginning of the day as well.
Yeah.
Beginning of the day as well.
Of course. So, ලංකාවේ ඇතුලේ කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් I think ගොඩක් දේවල් කරලා අපි ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහින් ඉන්නවා පරණ දේ කියන්නේ ඉස්සරට වඩා. So එතකොට obviously you can't compare a Netflix series to a series that's there in Sri Lanka. You know, it's two different things, and obviously මම හිතන විදියට අපිට තියෙන මොනවද කියන්නේ මේවට cameras
production
අපිට තියෙන කියන්නේ අපේ level එකයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ level එකයි it's two different it's in two different places. Also I think ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ Netflix එකේ හරි Apple TV හරි මොන හරි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ screens වල තියෙන අර looks ඔක්කොම captures through all of those tiny little things, right? Like the people that's acting and all of that stuff. That doesn't mean people in Sri Lanka, in Sri Lankan movies or teledramas doesn't act well or anything. They do a great job. But it's just the point of like, you know, you can't compare a Netflix and a Sri Lankan teledrama. And personally me, මමත් ඉස්සර බලනවා. Okay, interesting. Interesting. And because obviously I grew up to that because your parents watch it. So මම බලනවා ඉස්සර. And not that I watch ඔක්කොම because like he said, yes, parts of it is true. මේ සමහරක් ඔක්කොම කතන්දර එක වගේ තමයි මේ කතාව. හැබැයි සමහරක් කතන්දර තිබ්බා it looks, you know, when you look at those dramas, it looks like those people are, you know, very genuinely acting in it. Like it had life. But obviously there were teledramas that looks like, okay, weird and like keeps dragging. So yeah, that's my opinion. But I think you shouldn't be like, you know, comparing two different things. It's just, this is where we are and that's Netflix. You know what I mean? If he is to compare it. But I think that shouldn't be the case.
Why don't we have any other storylines other than it's all about that love triangle or yalu evage. For example, if you take Netflix, you have a wide genre of movies, right? By ape Sri Lankan teledramas gattama every channel when a drama kana, but it's the same plot. Ekko love case එකක් තමයි.
මම agree වෙන්නේ නැහැ. I don't know. Then you said Netflix එකේ movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you take movies, and because teledramas and movies are two different things. So if you take
it's
movies,
like Netflix series as well.
okay. Let me just get in there. Okay, if you take Netflix movies, and if you take Sri Lankan movies, I think we do a whole different other things too. Because we don't have just, love things or whatever. We do have all of this, Issara Kale Katandara and Okkuma, and those are really nice stories to
I think
watch.
Kumbio was one of those stories.
Yeah, and even this recent one. I mean, Sri Lanka also have the same stuff. Let's say a TV series. Okay, let's say this. What am I watching these days? The Perfect Match. Okay, okay, it's a TV series, and it's kind of a game. It's like a reality show. So we do have things like that.
In Sri Lanka?
Yeah, there are things like that. But the thing is,
Perfect Match in Sri Lanka?
okay, not Perfect Match. What I'm trying to say is Perfect Match is a reality show about the couples and stuff. So there are things close to that in Sri Lanka. It's just that it doesn't look the same. Like Sri Lankans, obviously, like we won't, culture-wise, obviously, we won't wear, let's say, okay, Netflix, okay, Perfect Match, okay, ukkama bikinis inna, so everyone goes and watch. In the culture-wise, Sri Lankans don't do those things. So the chance of people getting there is low, but it is now getting there. Like I've seen it. It's getting there, but it's just not still there. But doesn't mean that Sri Lankans doesn't do certain things in certain ways. It's just that I think most of the dramas, like the teledramas, මේ ආදර ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා ඒ වගේ ඒවත් තියෙනවා සෙට් එකක් හැම channel එකේම, but also there are movies, there are teledramas that has a story to it. Like for example, Paradike. I love it. It's so cool. It has a story to it. It shows all of these people in all of these areas. It is really nice and interesting. But there are also movies, teledramas that I don't like. But yeah, I don't know. It's just what I think. Maybe you think something else because you don't anyways watch. So
it's a good point. At the same time, අපි වෙන perspective එකක් ගත්තොත්, I have also felt that most of these dramas are repetitive. It's the same thing being done again and again. And maybe there are very few that are different. So Kumbio as an example. But it's an opportunity, especially now. Then හැමෝටම access තියෙන content හදන්න, equipment rent කරලා ඒ වගේ series හදන්න පුළුවන්. I'm not saying Netflix standards, but you can series එකක් හදලා you can upload it to YouTube, right? And you have to find ways to market it and get the attention that you want it to get. The same way these dramas are being featured on TV channels, right? And at some point, maybe some TV channel would be interested in putting up your show on TV.
that's true.
And එතකොට තමයි ඒ change එක වෙන්නේ. So if we again as a society want to change that, it has to be again a collective effort එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ to shift that. නැත්නම් අපි ඒ loop එකේම stuck වෙලා ඉන්නවා for a long time where we just watch those same dramas again and again. But
Sri Lankans love that shit.
yes.